What is up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Praise with Angels. My name is Kiona. I'm doing a new video vlog series where I'm talking about real life situations that I've experienced and what the Lord has given me on the topic of how He has worked through me, used me, or how I've strayed away and He's brought me back, depending on what the topic is, just real life, Christian, and flesh. That's what I'm gonna call it. Because a lot of people don't have that representation. You get a Christian who's telling you this is their walk and this is what you do, and sin, 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 sin. I'm more or less, I live that. This is what happened to me, and I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. What else can I tell you? Because I only like to speak the truth from experience, so you can experience it for yourself, get an understanding, a different perspective, whatever the case may be, right? So, tonight's topic that the Lord gave me was weed. And of course, He would give you that. If you don't know me, most people that do know me know I was the biggest pothead. I probably smoked for the last 18 years of my life. I am 9 months completely sober of weed, like dropped it, not pick it up, watched other people smoke it. It hasn't touched my lips or entered my body. I can pee clean for the first time in 18 years. but I just wanted to talk about it. I would say we'll start with my first time smoking. I probably smoked when I was about 15 years old or so for the first time. I was at a best friend's Thanksgiving dinner, took the walk with her cousin, I choked to death. I nearly choked to death. So I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to choke to death. That's not my thing. Plus I had like this major headache and I was just, it was all bad the first time. Then I want to say my mid-20s. Like my kid's father and I, when we started dating and I was hanging with certain people, everybody smokes. So I picked it up from hanging around them. And then when my kid's father had to go away from us for some time, I picked it up for myself because I was like, I'm alone. I needed something to put me to sleep. That's how I started it, was to smoke before I went to bed. Because I worked all day, every day. But I needed to smoke before I went to bed. That's how it started. And that's the honest truth. Yeah, that's how it started. I would roll it, smoke it, and go to sleep. Because that's all that it did for me. Then as time went on, and I started smoking during the day when he came back, then it was like a process. Like I would smoke every day, all day. I would say it became a point where I was smoking probably an ounce every 3 days. I'd wake up and roll a blunt. I'd go to sleep to a blunt. I'd smoke blunt back to back. Like, I was ridiculous with weed. But I was also, like, living that hippie life. Like, you're never gonna take weed from me. I couldn't go without it. I couldn't even function, like, leaving the house without smoking. And I watch smokers now, and I think of that, and I'm not knocking anybody, but I'm just saying, like, when you're trying to go out and hang with your family or your friends and you got that one straggler smoker and they gotta smoke everywhere you go, that it does get annoying. And then now from the other side of it, I'm like so annoyed by it. But then I'm like, dang, everybody must have been annoyed with me. And then when you get in the car and then they're reeking and you're like, dang, you don't even smell yourself? Like, so now that I've like, on the opposite side, I understand the nuisance that it is that I was creating to everyone else from that standpoint. Even with alcohol, because, like, being around drunk people sometimes, I drink but I'm like a 2-drink minimum. Like, I can have 2 glasses of wine. I can have 1 margarita that's like a top shelf margarita. I'm not talking about your little weak ones, but yeah, I don't drink like that. But that's because my dad was an alcoholic, my grandma was an alcoholic. So I really didn't venture. Well, that's a lie. Let me take that back. Because from like 21 to 24, I was an alcoholic. But that's everybody. Like, when you first turn 21, you want to drink, and then you don't know your limits and all that good stuff. So I drank with the best of them, right? But after that was when I did weed. So, but I will say this. 9 months sober, after 18 years of smoking, I literally asked the Lord to take the taste from my mouth. And he did. Now I hate the smell of it. I hate the process. I don't like being around it. And oh, am I tested, because everybody around me is always like, hey, you wanna? No, I don't. And then me taking care of my pops, all he wants to do now is smoke, so I have to roll it. But even then, I'm like, I don't even want it on my fingers. I wear gloves to roll his joints. Like, I'm just not with it anymore. But that would be the Lord cleansing me of that. I didn't want it, and I meant it with my heart, so he took it away. But it took me a long time to get there, and I would say I was smoking daily, all day long, to numb my life. Like, my life was crap. I moved to California to take care of my mom that never raised me. I only got 1 year's time with her before she passed away, out of my whole entire life. And this is my biological mother. Raising my kids by myself. Dealing with a stalker that was like trying to kill me type. Anyway, long story short, I gave up weed. I talk too much. But yeah, if you pray about it and you really want to give it up, the Lord will take it away from you. Yeah. And that would be my discussion on weed tonight. And hopefully it makes sense, because I was just jabbering off at the mouth, doing what the Lord asked me to do. So, hope you like. There'll be more real life topics coming up. Have a blessed night.